boy Stevie Jobber. It's your boy Dangerous Dude. The Dangerous Jobbers podcast. Play the one. The boy Stevie Jobber. Dangerous Dude. Stay dangerous.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy Stevie Jobber.
It's your boy Dangerous Duke.
And welcome back to the Dangerous Jobbers podcast, putting wrestling over one podcast at a time.
Yes, sir.
And we are doing the post SummerSlam review. We have 12 matches in total and a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
But we got a lot to talk about. I think it's just best we dive right into it. Starting with the first match, night one of the first 2-night SummerSlam. The first tag match, they did a lot of the tag matches first. They started, I think they booked it right though. I said this one thing about Roman, if he's not ending the show, he's probably starting the show. So they start the show with the OTC and the YTC, Roman and Jey Uso against, they don't really have a name yet, the Bronson Reed,
the Vision
Breaker. The Vision, right. We have a name for them now, the Vision. And honestly, I'm kind of mad we didn't just do it Monday because I thought there'd be a much bigger surprise, but we'll get to it later. But what are your reactions for Jey and Roman? I thought they had a solid match. I thought that I don't know. I thought doing the yeet again in the middle of the match is hilarious, and I think it has to be some sort of taunt they add next year in the game so that you can just do the entrance as a cutscene in the middle of, like, you know what they should do? I don't know how to work it. But like, you know how they do that? They have a special drum where you put the straps down. You know what I'm saying? As a taunt. They should once a match where Jey can start up the Heat chant in the middle of a match.
I mean, I'm confused as to why they even do it in the middle of the match, but
I don't know.
I mean, the match itself, very good match, very quality match to kick off the show. Like you said, if Roman's in a match and he's not last, you might as well make him first because if he's not waiting for the main event, get him in and get him out quick. But yeah, all things considered, solid match. Right people won. I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. It wasn't nothing crazy. I thought Roman doing that taker spot, man.
Yeah,
he's always done that spot, but he got a lot of air on that taker spot this time, and they were a little too close.
Look, that was the first time he's done it in a while, so I'm actually happy he pulled it out.
I'm actually happy he's here, but that's a whole other thing. Moving on to the second tag match for some gold, finally, some gold. The women's tag titles finally feeling like they matter a little bit. The Judgment Day girls, Roxanne Perez and resident tag team partner named here against Alexa Bliss and no, I'm kidding. Tag team specialist Raquel Rodriguez. Is it Rodriguez?
Yes.
Right? We're not Gonzalez anymore.
No.
Sometimes it's caught up in those black and gold days. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez against Bliss and Charlotte. And I picked this to be one of the matches of the night, one of the better wrestling matches. And I thought they still did a great deal. I thought they did all they could. This card was weird, man. So I feel like they may have achieved it, but my overall feelings for the night kind of cloud my judgment right now. Maybe I'll have a distinct answer by the end. But I thought they had a solid match. Bliss and Charlotte win. Um, good, good for the belts.
Yeah.
Um, I think in lineage, we're getting somewhere when you look back at it, but it still just has to be booked better.
Yeah. I agree. I will say these are probably two of the, how do I word this? Two of the more decorated people that they have had hold the tag titles for the women. So I mean that can be beneficial in a sense of they can help elevate two new people that have never been tag champs before.
Mm.
You get yourself, I'm not saying these two people, but I'm just using it as an example. You get yourself like a Mishin and a B-Fab maybe, or somebody who, or a Natty and a Maxine. They go into the ring with Bliss and Charlotte. They win the titles. They come out stronger than they went in. So maybe that it's a good way to look at Bliss and Charlotte being tag champs.
Yeah,
So let's
kind of.
see. Let's see.
I could see that in a way to piggyback off of your point. I could see that in a way to kind of sending John Cena to be U.S. champ
Yes.
and hold some open challenges to kind of raise the level of competition down there.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you. Um, Cross and Sammy. Cross and Sammy.
I'm just gonna start by saying 8 minutes. Really? That's all we get.
Mm.
And I'm gonna end it with just let him go. Just let him go at this point. Let Karrion Kross walk. Don't even renew his contract, him or Scarlett. Let them go because WWE's loss will be the gain of whatever other company there is, whether it's TNA, whether it's AEW, whether it's Japan. WWE's lost since they don't know how to book this man or push this man when clearly everybody else does. Just let him go because if you can take We Want Cross and turn it into We Want Brock, that is a big, big, big problem. Don't even sound alike. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Um, yeah, that sucked, man. That sucked. I mean, first off, he didn't win. Mistake number one.
Yeah.
Mistake number one. It is I've never felt so vinced in my life. Like you're snuffing the guy with the genuine push. You of all people, the give them what they want guy, stepping all over what they want.
Doesn't it feel like we're taking a step back?
It's weird, man. I don't understand what's happening anymore. And it'll be a whole other thing. But yeah, this is bad. This is not what I wanted. This does nothing for Sammy. This does everything to hurt Cross. And if your goal was to inspire an uprising, it worked. But clearly that wasn't the goal because you then stepped all over the uprising. You took a moment, a Cedric Alexander type moment, where the crowd is plainly telling you what they want, and a moment to take good note and maybe head back to creative. And you essentially say, I'm not listening to that in front of everyone.
Yeah,
Um,
this is a rant I could go on for ages and ages because none of it made any sense, especially with the end result. The next the next Monday Night Raw. Okay, he beat Karrion. Here we go. We're on the bigger things. We got punched in the face by Rusev, and we're gonna feud with Rusev.
I really do believe if I right, and just to take them right out of it too. To take them right out of it for Sammy to immediately have something to do, right? Like that's crazy. You take somebody all the way to the edge of writing them off of TV, and they just beat you because they're done with this. And now, because of a random fight backstage, Sammy's now fighting Rusev, and he had something to do. And Cross is
Let him go. At this point, I'm not even going to fight for him because there's no point in fighting because it's going to get nowhere. He'll be
and
better off anywhere else.
I don't mean to be. This will be my last. This will be my ending point. It just feels too much like what they did to Bray. Like a lot of the time, we can look at it with a nostalgic lens now, but it was very frustrating when everyone would clearly see Bray for what he wanted to become, what he ended up becoming, despite booking. But we saw the trajectory he was on and how much clearly over he was and better he was than everyone else at the time that he was in the ring with, and how much more he should have been given the ball. And it just kept feeling like, especially in the early run, when they could still deny it, that they just wouldn't give him the big ones. They'd set him up every time and never let him get it. It happened with John. It happened with Taker. It was like every time he met somebody that he needed a legitimate step on, he never got it. This feels like what's happening across. He's been the story thread of changing people, much like Bray has, but much
Mm-hmm.
like classic Bray booking, he never seems to win the ones he needs to win. It's weird, man. Um, but yeah, we could spend a whole dark match on that. Moving to uh Drew and Logan. Drew and Logan versus RK Roll. Yet another tag. How do we feel? Oh, no, no, no. I'm going way too forward. Let's take a step back. Tiffany and Jade. I don't want to step on the women. We had Tiffany and Jade. How do we feel about Tiffany and Jade? Oh, I got to keep the glasses on for this one.
You
I'll let you
blinked
know.
and you would have missed it. If you blinked, you would have missed it. You didn't miss anything of significance when there should have been at least some kind of significance. And I really don't have anything else to say on it. This should have been better than what it was. Should have been more than what it was. I don't know where we go with either one at this point. That's all I got to say on the matter. I don't know where we go with either one.
My
It's
problem is this. My problem is it's not about because you saw the minutes. I didn't see the minutes. How much time did they give them?
they finished off at 7 minutes and 5 seconds.
Just under Sammy and Cross. I'm not even mad about the match time. I'll be honest with you. Because a lot of my argument online for anybody that was arguing who should have won over the other side or like experience in the ring, whatever have you, or that Jade had lost some sort of aura. No, she didn't. I didn't care about the match time. They basically had the same amount of experience. Jade actually has been probably a bigger attraction longer than Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
If you count her run in AEW prior to WWE.
Yeah.
She's been performing at a high level. I don't care about who's up now and who's not. Because they're both just as green, really.
Mm-hmm.
the learning curve Tiffany has taken since making it to the main roster is about the equivalent of all the time Jade spent in AEW. So, and AEW's only been here 5 years, so Jade's only had but so much experience, if any more than Tiffany has. So it's not the match time for me, because if you got two people that can do around the same amount of stuff as far as putting a match together, you can't give them a whole lot of time because no one's necessarily a ring general yet. You can't lean on nobody more than the other.
No,
so you can't give them a lot of time. I understand that. That's not what I'm mad at. I'm just mad at the decision because Tiffany has been stale.
Yeah.
Their stories have not been great. The is she heel, is she face character arc of it all has been terrible. And then you have all the work you put into Jade since acquiring Jade, delicately handling all of Jade's storytelling, even when it wasn't the greatest, to spin it the best way you possibly could, marketing wise, story wise, in ring wise, to have no holes in her game. I mean, you had her destroy Naomi multiple times. Naomi, who did so much work on herself that you didn't have to do, that you used to help elevate Jade to this place where it felt like, okay, we've now won the Queen of the Ring, and it's only been around for 2 years. Let's maybe create a stable habit of whoever wins this match is going to be world champion, because that's what the whole King of the Ring thing was to begin with. Is usually whoever won it was soon to become a world champion. Why not at this moment put the person with legitimate time, legitimate build, like really delicate handling, with a lot more momentum, a lot more stories to tell, because you've been so delicate and kept her in the same freaking circle, then now she can branch out and have single stuff. Why not cash in on all the potential you built and put it on Jade? Why would you rather continue a stale run and diminish the momentum Jade has built by having her lose fair and square to Tiffany Stratton, who didn't feel like she needed to be there to begin with? Like, I don't get it. Like, maybe it's the merch, but I really couldn't tell you, because the way that they've been pushing Naomi, Jade, and Bianca for the past year, I would expect that their numbers aren't that different. Like, I just don't see the logic in not cashing in creatively.
I'll tell you what, though, if this was the result, if this was the result that they were always going with, I would have been much more happy with relegating that match to SmackDown and then putting Julia and Zelina Vega on SummerSlam. I would have been more content with that than what we got.
And I used to feel like Triple H was the guy to give it to you that way. He was going to give you all the predictable matches on the go-homes, so you had a good go-home night. And then he was going to save the really good matches for the pay-per-view. That's not what happened tonight. At least with this scenario. Because if I knew you was going to give me this, you could have put this on. You could have put this on the week show. Because then I wouldn't have been so excited. You could have had some fluff happen. I don't even care. Like, I just don't understand why fair and square. Why there couldn't be some situation to protect Jade, to protect all that you put into Jade. Why would you build Jade up to a level where she's bigger than Tiffany Stratton and then have Jade put over Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah, you could have did something where, like, Bianca came out and cost Jade, and then had Bianca be like, because I didn't want you to outshine me, because I'm the EST, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And then, okay, boom, here we go. We got a feud to a Rumble, and then we can have Jade win Rumble.
Because tell me now, one, how I'm supposed to care about whatever Jay about to do, and two, tell me how I'm supposed to care about what Tiffany about to do. How am I
Yeah.
supposed to take serious? Like, is the hope that now that she's beaten Jade, I'm supposed to be like, okay, now I take Tiffany Stratton serious?
Mm, I'm guessing that's the hope, but it's not
That's
going to be
not
the
the
result.
that's not the result you think it's gonna be. It's not. And I don't see too many more people on the roster you can really put Tiffany Stratton up against.
Yeah, because Homegirl's about to start getting super booed out the building.
Like it's getting the booking is getting weird. But
Speaking of weird booking,
speaking of weird booking, now we arrive at Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus RK Roll, Randy Orton, and Jelly Roll. And to my surprise, pretty good match. They did pretty well.
yeah, and I'm not really super surprised. Like I'm surprised that the match was as good as what it was. I'm not really surprised in the sense of how Jelly did because the dude's a massive fan. Like any of us would be if we're massive fans. We're gonna make sure we're on our P's and Q's.
Mm-hmm.
Took a mean frog splash and managed to come out that he lost 100 pounds for this.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't lose 100 pounds just because you wanted to. You lost 100 pounds for this.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give that man some props right there. That hard work he was putting in paid off. And he took one hell of a frog splash. And to Logan's credit, if you watch that frog splash back, Logan did protect him.
Oh yeah,
Logan made sure not to put no weight on Jelly Roll.
he did his very best. He's so accurate, dude. He's
Uh-huh.
really good at this. He's really good at this. Spooky good at this. The only comment I have is, man, what a great approach. I'm really enjoying. I don't know who we can really blame. I feel like you have to put you got to put it on Snoop, really. But the musical artist to wrestler, how do I say it? This generation of it, they doing it different. They doing it
Mm-hmm.
different. Jelly Roll going the going Mick Foley style with it. It's a great call. Great call.
Yeah.
Great call, man. He killed it. He killed it. That was really good, man. Really, really good. Almost Mikey Whipwreck kind of like, but like very like
I
sacrificial, but like
I went
street brawler kind of like it worked. It worked. It worked.
I got reminiscent of Balls Mahoney watching it.
It was some that's what it is. It's the
Yeah.
ECW side of it. It was like this is a
Yeah.
great approach. This is a great approach. Um, but yeah, they surprisingly killed it. This is probably the most entertaining match of the night for sure. Ah man, Logan Paul does it again, man. How does this kid keep doing it? How does this kid keep doing it? They're gonna put a world title on this guy.
I don't know.
They're
Time
gonna
will
do it.
tell, but
They're gonna do it.
time will tell.
And then we get to the main event of night one. Gunther and CM Punk. I'm gonna leave it to you.
Um, to be honest, I didn't think they were gonna do it. Like I wanted them to do it, but I didn't think they were gonna do it. Match itself, good match. I missed the spot though. How do you remember how Gunther had that gash on his eye?
You know, I don't
Because
know if it was hard way or if he bladed. I just remember him moving out of camera. And
okay,
I
I was
think
gonna say
he Punk had like ducked or something. And next thing you knew, Gunther was gushing.
gushing. Okay, I was gonna say because I looked away for like 2 minutes and then when I turned back, it was just like
Yeah.
a geyser. I was like, oh,
I had no
Okay.
idea what happened.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
I was like,
Surprised.
okay,
So
take
if
us
that was
back to 2002. I got you.
like if that was a blade job, surprised they let him do that. And if that was a real one, damn, that was a real one.
Yeah.
But match itself, very surprised they let Punk win, but in the grand scheme of things now, it's not really a surprise because we got to see Heist of the Century Part 2 or Heist of the Century in a new decade, I guess you could say, because
Yeah.
Seth Rollins cashed in and fooled and bamboozled everyone for 3 weeks wearing nothing but those crutches.
Michael Cole said the ruse of the century. That's what he's
The,
calling it.
the
The
ruse of the
ruse
century. There you
of the
go.
century. Ruse.
Can't even spell
Man,
ruse.
we had picked Gunther to win because it was the logical choice. And really, it made sense for Gunther to win because
Mm-hmm.
there's no way Punk should be beating Gunther. But hey, they let Punk beat Gunther. And before I could even believe the heartfelt moment Punk was running to create, I was like, oh, here we go. Now
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the end of the night. Now I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see if he's gonna post that trademark before they pull the wool over our eyes. Like
Yeah.
as soon as Punk won, he's a bunch of people are like, "Oh my god!" And like I saw O'Shea Jackson was on Twitter like, "Let the show end right here." He knew. He knew. He's a
Uh-huh.
smart wrestling fan. He ain't no dummy. The
Yeah.
only way Punk is beating Gunther clean is if Punk ain't holding that belt long. And
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, got closer and closer. He milked it and milked it and milked it. And I was like, you're all suckers. You're all suckers. I said, it's going to happen when he put that belt up.
Yeah. Sure enough, what happened? The hand
we either
went
going to
up.
get that trademark or that music going to hit. And sure enough, that belt went up. What do you know?
Mhm.
Oh,
But there
the
was a
biggest hater in the world had to
there
come
was
do
a
his thing.
but there was an easy way out. The man stood on the damn apron for 5 minutes. All you gotta do is walk the other way. Even with him just taunting you like this, I'd have been like, deuces. Turned around and went out through the crowd.
And you know what? As CM Punk being the Deadpool of wrestling, that would have been the best thing to do. That would have been the most hilarious thing to do.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine Seth going through all that, undoing the brace, and Punk like
As
faking
soon as
like
he's
he's gonna stay in the ring, and then as soon as Seth starts getting halfway down the ring, Punk
yeah.
like breaks and like rolls out like I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna
And
go. Like
and
I'm
do it
leaving. I'm running away.
and do it the same way you did it to John. Hold the belt right here, blow him a kiss, and then dip out into the crowd.
Dummy. That
Gotta
would have
be
been
no.
and you know who would have really loved that? Samoa Joe. So, so the most logical guy in wrestling.
Yeah.
The one guy that's like, I'm not gonna stand here unless you come at me. I'm gonna move.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get out of the
Exactly. Stand there and wait for it.
Oh Jesus. Um, so yeah, Seth takes it from Punk, the ruse of the century. Uh, I don't know, man. I mean, I felt like it was super predictable. The moment they said it was a work when he first got it, I think I didn't believe it after the first night. The first night they said that he got injured, but it might have been on script for him to get injured.
Hmm.
I was like, oh, this is
So
coming
he's
back.
probably not injured.
Yeah, he's probably not injured. He's probably fine.
Mhm.
And then they write him off TV, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Start putting the group on other people. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Give him a 3 week vacation before he starts
Yeah,
carrying the company again.
yeah. And of course, the only reason Seth would ever come back is because he's a fucking hater. Oh, are we that deep in the show?
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Okay. Because he's a hater. He's the biggest hater
I
on
hate
the
the way
planet.
that you walk. I hate the way that you talk. I
He
hate
is
the way that you.
he is Kendrick Lamar. Like he is Prince when you're Michael Jackson. He hates you. He hate everything about you. And one thing he's never gonna let you do is shine.
Mm-hmm.
It's sure enough. But
You
man,
can't.
I mean, I don't know, man.
You can't shine around him while he's wearing his wife's sunglasses. That's impossible.
He wearing better than she do.
This
Yeah.
not
She
based
talk
off of
about
Monday Night
her.
Raw.
She talk about her hot husband. Let's move on to night two. What was your match of the night for night one? What do you think would have been match of the night for night one for you?
Um,
Is it still
Match of the
judgment?
night for me. You know what? Yeah, just because of that, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it the jelly on this one.
I think they did a really good job.
I'll give it the Randy and jelly.
Um, I don't know that I have anybody having a super amazing match. Like everybody, night two really killed y'all.
Yes,
Night two really did they thing.
yes.
Sorry, night one. Y'all was cool and all, but SummerSlam
Y'all was
was
carried
night two.
by y'all was carried by Roman, Randy, and Jelly Roll.
Y'all was the kickoff show. Night two was SummerSlam.
Yes.
In a starter SummerSlam, Naomi, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley. Now, I have a comment on the match. I thought the match was very good, but I thought it was also very sort of predictable. In the way that Naomi wins, steals a victory. Rhea's obsession is her undoing. Kind of felt like Mania all over again. I know a Rhea Ripley heel turn is coming. It has to be. It's got to be
Yes.
Rhea and Io. She's gonna become Eddie Guerrero. She's gonna
Yes.
be obsessed with the fact that she can't be Io.
But you know what? I'm okay with that.
I think she needs to be evil again.
Yes. And EO has to be the reason.
You know what? I wouldn't be mad at. No, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna go.
I was gonna say don't go where I think you was gonna go.
You know where I was about to go with it. You know I was about to go with
I hope to good golly I don't. And you know what? Before I even get an idea and before you implement an idea, I'm gonna say good job to all three women, and I'm gonna say let's go to the next match.
All right. Match two, the match of the night.
Yes.
The match of the night. Um, the match of the night, the TLC squared, as I called it. TLC squared, 6 tag teams. Fraxium. All right. Street Profits. The Motor City Machine Guns. DIY. The Motor City Machine Guns of NXT. Well, not quite. I mean, the way that they broke up was kind of Edge and Christian. It was kind of bad. It's kind of rough. Who else do we have? That's 4 teams. We got 2 more.
Profits.
There's no, we said the Profits. We got Andrade and Ray Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
who I totally forgot about. And we got one more. Let's see,
Wyatt.
Profits. The Wyatts. Oh my God, the champs, the Wyatts. Who really tie this thing together.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to even know where to begin. There was so much carnage. So many crazy spots back to back. I really did feel like this was SummerSlam all over again because a lot of what they talked about was having to cut stuff out. So a lot of this stuff that was supposed to breathe felt back to back to back to back to back. And that's exactly, I feel like they did that purposely. they said, let's do that, but instead of planning to let things breathe, let's plan to go as hard as they went in the first SummerSlam TLC, back to back to back to back to back. And it was incredible. Incredible. And adding the
For
extra
as much carnage and chaos. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, for as much carnage and chaos as there really was only one slip up the entire match, and that was the double backdrop when the Profits tossed Joe Gacy and he missed the ladder. That was the only slip up the entire match. Everything else was on point, crisp. The spot with Dawkins trying to do the spear on Tommaso, and Tommaso just pulls himself up again. Logical thinking. How do I surpass this? How do I not have this happen? Just pull myself up.
Let me comment on both of those. The first thing, the back spot really shows how great Ford is on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
To have that little comedic moment of like, I'm gonna get his ass back in here. I'm gonna do it again. And it worked because the crowd popped heavy for it. And it was one of those moments where they could have said, you effed up. And Ford used it as a moment to like really re-energize the crowd and spice things up. And on the second spot, Tommaso pulling himself up. Tell me you didn't think Ultimate X match. Because I originally thought, oh shoot, they're going to do the Edge and Jeff spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he pulled himself up, I immediately thought, that's X Division. I want to know who produced that match, because that is a thing that would especially if you have the TNA video games, if you really do this. That was a spot in the game all the time, sparing people off of it, because you saw it in the show. And people would always find creative ways to lift themselves up over the X so that they wouldn't get taken out. And it was like never before has anybody just thought to just lift themselves up in WWE before. But we do have a lot of producers back there that come from TNA where you do all types of stuff to avoid getting tackled when you're trying to take something off at 20 feet in the air.
I mean, hey, look, I'm not going to name names or point fingers, but we do have somebody from two people actually that were in TNA that are producers now for matches.
I just imagine. I'll say it like this. This was one of the best matches of the night for me. And I just know that everyone on the card, 3 of the people on the card are in my favorite X Division match, X Division Ultimate X match of all time. Petey Williams, who's a producer, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the other half of Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin, and AJ Styles. Not that AJ Styles had anything to do with it, but I'm just saying all of these people who are specific in this very high-flying ladder type match have come up with very creative ways to stay in the air.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about them. I was talking about Abyss being the former TNA talent who's a producer, and Bobby Roode.
That too. That's what I'm saying. There's too many TNA minds back there. This was a TNA thought. This was a Sabin thought. I had to imagine one of them came up with the idea of, well, you know what we used to do? Why don't we just do that? And somebody went, oh yeah, we've never done that. Come on. This was greatness in the making.
Yeah, and big shout outs, MVP of the match for me, somebody who wasn't even in the damn thing, Candice LeRae. Good Lord. That was the Chelsea Green spot if I ever seen one.
You got to give a shout out to the plus ones. And it was another callback because they had Spike Dudley, they had Rhino, and they had Lita. And one of the other TLC. So this was a great spot where 3 teams had plus ones that could all get involved and do bodily harm to each other. It was great.
Yeah, the Rhino of the match was everybody who wasn't in the match for the Wyatts.
Yeah. Oh man, everyone did a great job. Everyone did a great job. You could not love this match, but I did feel like they put the perfect match after.
Hmm.
That being Lyra and Becky, no DQ, and I immediately realized, oh wow, a lot of gimmick matches tonight. As a matter of fact, outside of the triple threat match, every match was a gimmick match tonight.
No,
Uh,
Dom and AJ, they were a normal match. There was
yeah,
just a lot of callbacks to previous stuff.
but it was
We'll get there. We'll
yeah,
get there.
yeah. Um, so right now we're sticking to Lyra Becky. Um, Bailey cost Lyra. She can never challenge for the Women's Intercontinental Championship again,
As long as Becky's champ.
as long as Becky is champ. And
Good.
how do you feel about the match? How do you feel about the fact that she wants nothing to do with Bailey anymore? How do you feel about this triple threat scenario that they're going through?
I feel good. This whole thing needed to change. Everything about it.
Mhm.
I, the match itself was good. I'll give them that. It was a good match. Probably one of the better ones that they've had. But the story itself had to end. They both need something new. So
Mhm.
I'm glad they finished it off here because it was a perfect ending. I was just ready for it to go.
Yeah, I'm glad Lyra can't challenge anymore. I'm glad they made the creative choice that Becky Lynch is an Intercontinental Champion because I've been so frustrated for the past, I can't tell you how many years, that Becky Lynch has been floating around on the roster doing whatever she wants because in creative generally has nothing for her to do. To the fact that she had originally snuffed Tiffany Stratton's first NXT Women's Championship run. And I think the only one she ever got to have because she had nothing else to do and then gave it to Lyra. Which benefited nobody because whatever. Anyway, she has had nothing to do for a very long time. She needs a
Exactly.
pool. She needs an ocean, a smaller pond, or whatever you want to call it, that she can run around to stay away from the other people over there. And this was just a great gig for her. This is perfect for her. I have nothing. I don't want to say she. This feels like this is where she belongs, but it feels like there's no better spot for her, for me, than this spot right here.
Yeah, I guess when you put it like that, then sure.
Did I, I hope that didn't sound like I was just destroying Becky the whole time.
I mean,
I
look,
mean, I was, but I hope it didn't sound like that. I hope you get where I'm coming from. She needed something to do, is what I'm saying.
yeah,
Bailey
I
was
mean,
becoming believable as a main eventer. Lyra needed something else because she wasn't it. This was great for Becky. That's all I'm saying. That's as nice.
that's as
That's the
nice as
part
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
get.
say. That's
Okay.
my apology.
I'll get dog walked.
Solo Solo and the MFTs against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage. Um, I don't even. I'm not sure how I feel about this match. It was a bloodline match. It was very bloodliney. My critique is that there was no Tama Tonga, and I really wanted Tama Tonga. If you're not
So,
bringing Tama Tonga back this Friday, I don't care no more. Like I don't care to see Jacob and Jim get beat up by the MFT for however long it's gonna take to get over this if they don't bring back Tama Tonga to help them. Like,
so I'm thinking I'm thinking Tama's due back soon. My only critique is I think it's going to be for something different. I don't think Tama's going to be an MFT guy anymore. And I think eventually he goes with Jacob and Jim. And that's going to lead to some kind of. I'm sensing something War Gamesy is going to happen with them. I'm
Yeah,
sensing,
I'm
yeah,
definitely pegging Samoans as the War Games team this year.
yeah.
Another Samoan War Games.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was actually two male War Games matches, and the MFTs and the Jacob line would be one.
Are they doing 2 nights of Survivor Series this year too?
I don't think this year. The rumor is that it's next year,
The rumors
but
is next year.
I still wouldn't be surprised if there was more than two War Games matches.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. But to talk about the ending, Tala Tonga eventually assures the win for Jacob.
Yeah,
And assures the win for Jacob. Assures the win for Solo.
I know what you meant. Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what happens now. They just keep doing this, I guess.
Yeah, because now they don't got to worry about LA Knight messing with Solo, and they don't got to worry about Well, no, you still got to worry about Jacob because Jim he's still there, but I guess we'll see how they push this. That's why I said Tom was definitely needed for this.
Yeah, they need another piece, man, before it gets weird. Um, it's weird to not have anything really good to say about Jacob, actually. Um, but hey, it is what it is, man. On to probably akin to the Jelly Roll match, the
Mm-hmm.
most entertaining match of the night, which I didn't see happening. I'm sorry, I apologize if y'all hear my son back there. Anyway, AJ versus Dirty Dom. I pegged this the workhorse match, best wrestling match. And it wasn't, it wasn't. It was the most entertaining match because because of what they did. They used this match to basically pay homage to Eddie versus Ray for the
Mm-hmm.
custody of Dom. And it's hilarious that AJ kind of set the Easter eggs for this. Um, Dressing up as different people and different characters,
Yeah.
waiting for Dom to get cleared. Very it was very comedic. And it now it reminds me of that the nostalgia they were probably going for. And they had great chemistry together. But this led to Dom, of course, coming out, and I love that he's taking the original Rey Mysterio masks
Yeah, the old school
style,
ones.
the old school ones, and recreating them for new outfits. But the outfit was actually paying homage to Rey's outfit. Uh, I believe it was 20 years. Was it 20 years ago? Uh,
Uh
it wasn't 20. Was it 15? 15 years?
what him and
Was
Eddie?
the custody of Dom match? How long ago was that?
20,
20 years.
2005.
It was the 20-year anniversary. So he came out in a tribute to Ray's gear, which of course led to AJ coming out in a tribute to Eddie's gear, which was very at first it was very surprising, and then I'm like, I should have saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
But very, very cool. Came out and with his son, in one of the like classic type cars that he used to ride. Did they do the hydraulics? Did they put the
Yeah, that was a low rider.
They did the hydraulics. They pulled out on the lowrider. And it was cool, man. I mean, I thought they had a fantastic match. If you were really a fan of Eddie, like they pulled out every single Eddie, every single trick. Like I'm almost mad that I knew the ending, but I'm not mad that I knew that. Like it was a real love letter to that to the moment they had. but also to Eddie in general, with the gears, with the spots, with the chair spot, the double chair spot. Eddie was known to do both. Um, the the boot spot at the end. As soon as I saw the zipper going down, and you knew, oh my god, I remember Eddie versus Angle. He used the boot, and of course,
WrestleMania 20.
WrestleMania 20. So, man, this match was just it was heartwarming. It was
Yeah.
heartwarming, and letting Dom get the win without and having a moment where you don't have to be upset they didn't give it to AJ, because you know they're not taking it too serious. But at the same time, you know their love for the game by the old of the match they put together for, you know what I mean? Like, this was nostalgic, man. This
Look,
was incredible.
I have one note to say, and I'm gonna leave it there. If the 6 pack TLC is not the match of the night, then that could be an argument for match of the night right there.
Mm, mm. Yeah, it was heartwarming, man. And to see two of my favorite wrestlers basically make a tribute match to two of my other original favorite wrestlers, it was amazing. It was amazing. On to a much weirder part of the night that I'm not as proud to talk about. Cody versus John for the WWE World Championship. I am going to talk about the positives, and I will leave as much of the negative for you to fill in. Whether you want to or not, I will let you die on that sword. Cody versus John. What can I say? What can I say? John coming back with the music, that with the the colorful, the lights, and talking to the camera guy and the salute, and all of that was great. It felt like a better match, really. They really put something together. They really gave you old John. They really let you see the gap between what you thought John was like and what John was like. They showed that really well. Just a really good showing for him. It made you really excited for what was to come. Um, if John was to lose, and then what else was great? What else was great? Cody's mask was the great. I thought the golden that it didn't lift up like Iron Man like it did the last time, but it was still cool. Um, man, Cody, Cody's champ. Cody, we were talking about what was hard to do with Cody's writing for him not being champ, since he's not going to have the belt, and that's going to be much easier now because he's champ. And we get to now live the rest of the 4 months, like Michael Cole said. We only got 4 months left. We get to live the rest of those 4 months, knowing that like the actual here come the mega matches. John Cena is coming, so we're getting big match John back, which is the John you need for the end of his run. So I think they made a great creative decision. Give Cody the belt, give John face John, so we can get big match John for the last 4 months. I don't really know what happened in between all that, but I thought all of those were great points. Dude.
So the bad points of the match. I don't know if everyone's gonna agree with me on this. I'm just gonna go off of what I feel the bad points of the match were. Now, John losing the belt might be a bad thing to some, but we accomplished what we set out to accomplish with John winning the 17th title. Got him a decent run, had a couple title matches, dropped it on a big show. So I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. The bad thing for me came after the bell, after the hug, after the embrace, after the paying of respects from two peers. And that is when that ominous music hit, and we got the presence of one big ass cowboy Viking in the face of Brock Lesnar. Now, who asked for Brock? I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't believe it was you. Um, who needed Brock? Again, wasn't me, and I don't believe it was you. The only logical explanation that I can come up with as to why we're getting Brock Lesnar at the end of a John Cena run is because we can't get Kurt Angle and we can't get Edge. So that is the only logical reason I think we can get Brock Lesnar. We can't get Kurt. We can't get Edge. We can't get Batista. Triple H can't come back. Shawn can't come back. Who the hell else did John feud with? Can we get? That was a feud of significance. I'm not going to say the joke that's ringing in the back of my head, but let's go get the Giant Viking.
You present a very amazing point.
I mean, hopefully there's nothing occupying the Giant Viking's time. I don't know what he has going on outside of the company. We know the stuff he's had going on within the company with all his crazy runs as the champion and dominating other aspects. Trying to say as much of a joke as I can without going too deep into the joke, but you know what I'm trying to get to. Mm-hmm. We don't need Brock. Why is Brock here? Do you think I make a logical point with this?
I think you defend the idea of why Brock is here very well. Without very journalistically, you are letting the people know why Brock may be here over someone else we probably could have gotten as the surprise. A lot of people are taken. And there are only so many people tied to John Cena that are active, that are bookable and available. So,
I mean, it's a tough spot to be in. It really is. If Batista had one more match in him, then I would say, great, we can do this. But again, I made a point a couple months back. I don't know if you remember when the John feud was when John was just getting into his 2025 run and he had just won Elimination Chamber, fresh off of winning the title at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. He started feuding with a certain Viper. Mm-hmm. And I alluded to, this should not have been first. This should have been last. Had it have been last, we wouldn't need Brock. And I'm pretty sure everybody would have been far more happier with John versus Randy at the end than John versus Brock at the end.
I even think they could have ran Randy back at the end. You know what would have been cool? AJ has nothing to do.
That's another good one. I would have been happy with that.
Would have been nice for Friday. But hey, you need a surprise. It's SummerSlam. Do what you got to do. Whatever, I guess, in the end. Anyway, how do you feel about SummerSlam?
You know, all things considered, I shit on it quite a bit. But aside from like maybe 3 things on the show, it gets more of an up than a down for me. I can say that.
I think the talent did a very good job with this show. I think if you look at this show from a wrestling standpoint, an entertainment standpoint, it's a good show. You just got to try not to think about all the other factors.
To quote Deadpool, Wow, that's just lazy writing.
But yeah, man, to put it plainly, like it was a weird feeling weekend for me, but we got a lot of great matches out of it.
The talent made the movie.
The talent made the movie. The TLC was something crazy. Jelly Roll killed it. Punk was very dramatic. I'm liking Bliss and Charlotte. Like I said, AJ Dom was amazing.
So somebody go check on Candace.
Oh, somebody check on Candace. Candace was crazy. Yeah, it was a lot of the talent really made it show. I just wish there's some things that can't change. But anyway, one thing that won't change for us is the link in the description. If you made it this far, you've ran into a shameless plug, a cheap plug, if you will. And in the description, there's a link tree that is branches to our other socials, like our Dangerous Drivers website.com, TikTok, IG, Facebook. What else do we have? Twitter. We have it might be over.
Facebook,
YouTube,
everything.
Spotify,
MySpace,
everything. So go hit the link tree and hit all the other links to your heart's desires. I have been seeing some numbers for the website. I appreciate that, guys. I do have to do some updates and promote that more, but I do appreciate the clicks. That does show us the promo is working. So we got to get on that, or I got to get on that. But if you made it this far, thank you for sticking with us. We normally don't talk this long anymore. But I've been Stevie Jobber.
I have been Dangerous Duke.
And this has been the Dangerous Drivers podcast. Please stay up, stay blessed, and Duke, as always,
stay dangerous.
People have been asking me to be the best in the world. Why, Eddie, why?